Today, my guest is Deborah Ruf, a specialist in high intelligence assessment and guidance for both gifted children and adults.
Usually, it's the earlier grades that cause the most trouble for the gifted kids.
Is it important that we, as parents, that we recognize giftedness in our children at the very early stage of development, like when they are like 5, 6, 7, or can we wait? Is it fine to wait?
Absolutely. 5, 6, 7. And it isn't for academic reasons. It's for social and emotional reasons. They can learn no matter where you put them if they're allowed to. But if you put them in a class where they're not allowed to learn what they are ready to learn, it's going to be very confusing and angering to most kids. Also, they're wasting time. Another one of my kids.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Another one of my kids came home from kindergarten. He was 5 or 6. And I said, well, how was it? And he said, well, Mom, frankly, it just takes so much of my time.
That's what my son says every day. He says, I need life, Yeah,
it just takes and he's right. He's time. Right. And so it depends on what your laws are, what you can do, because knowing what level of gifted your child is, you will know what would be best.
And so can we maybe, sorry, but at this moment, I would love to ask you this question about the differences between needs of different levels of giftedness. So just for our audience, it's best to read on your Medium, what exactly the different levels of giftedness are. But the concept is, maybe you can briefly just tell what the underlying thesis is.
And in this book I'm writing now, which is hard. It's hard work. It's taken a long time because I have to think. It's not like just a bunch of facts. I have to interpret what I'm finding from the people I've interviewed and gotten questionnaires back from. But levels 1 and 2 are the normal gifted. They're the kind of people, everybody has met people like that. And they are ahead, they learn quickly, but they aren't like way, way, way far ahead. They fit. There are more like them in the classroom. If there are 25 children in the class, there will be 2 or 3 or 4 who are in levels 1 and 2, maybe even more. You get to level 3, you're talking about highly to exceptionally gifted. And those children kind of on the line between conventionally gifted and outliers.
Mm-hmm.
Levels 4 and 5 are outliers. And they will not fit a regular classroom throughout elementary school. And if you make them be there, you will have all kinds of emotional and behavioral problems. And they might not show up right away. They might show up as the child grows. And they get a misinterpretation of who they are. Sometimes they think they're too important. Sometimes they think they're missing the point. What is going on with the world? Other times they feel like the teachers and their parents don't understand them, and it's crazy to even try and talk to the adults. There's so many things that can happen. There's no one thing. I just wish it were easier for all of us, but it's very complex. But levels 4 and 5 except level 4 means they're very, very, very high, but not as high as level 5 in everything, but they are really high in at least one thing. And we shouldn't spend too much time on those other things. Let that child soar in that 1 or 2 things. and make sure they're just good enough in those other things. But what happens in schools, they work on the parts the kid is not good at.
Mm-hmm. To kind of like even out the differences.
Yeah,
right?
Well, you can't. You won't ever even it out, and you'll just confuse the child so he or she does not know what they want to do for their career.